60 years Reekara School, 25 years Reekara King Island Lions Project. Great day and a great time to celebrate.
A very proud feeling. It's proved its worth over and over again, and I hope I'm around for another maybe 20 years to look after it, but after that I hope there's some more people that come in and see its value.
The boys got to pick the music on one day and the girls got every other day, and every second day it was AC/DC, every single time. The rest of it was hits of 1989 or something like that.
Got a Lions Club that took it over and they're very good. They've done a great job. It's nice to come back and feel it's still the same place.
Linda, 60 years of Reekara School. Now, I know that you've been a teacher on the island for a long time. I know you've been involved with the Reekara School for a long time. Was that almost like covering the gap when you left teaching and you didn't want to fall in that black hole that you thought, I'm going to run Reekara School?
Sometimes I don't know why I put my hand up to run the community centre, but I've seen too many old schools on the island fall to bits when nobody looks after them, and we needed to keep this building up the north end of the island, so we approached the Lions Club, got their support, and here we are today 25 years later, having proven its worth over and over again.
Because you've done, and with the team and with a lot of help, a lot of work, isn't it? Because I believe that 25 years ago and even 10 years ago, this school was almost ready for demolition, wasn't it?
Yeah, apparently it was built on the boggiest site on King Island, and the Education Department used almost second-hand substandard materials, no insulation, no sarking, no waterproofing, and we found ourselves in an awful mess about 8 years into owning the building, and had to find $150,000 to redo everything, but it was worth it. Having seen all the people here today and all the groups that use the school, it's been well worth the effort of writing the grants and finding the money.
So what you're saying is that still after the closure of the school, there was a lot that had to be learned.
Yes, my homework for 25 years, always writing, asking people for money, but people have been very generous. The island people kept handing me money when I was asking for a little bit more, and a few big grants here and there certainly helped. And I think we're right now for quite a while. I think we can relax for the next 10 years, hopefully.
Now, 60 years of a school, to me that almost doesn't even sound like a long time, because there's schools on the island that have been there a lot longer. Was it only till the 60s that they started deciding to build a school here?
No, over the island's 200 years, there have been 11 or 12, I think, schools on the island, starting with lighthouse keepers who taught their children at home, and gradually building little, one-room schools out in the country, and then building some of the more substantial schools like Curry. Curry's been there 100 years on that site. There has been a school at Curry, where it is now, for 100 years. It used to be out on Fraser Road, and they moved that in. Jenny Marshall's written a wonderful book that'll tell you all about the schools that have been on King Island, but you can only now see our school here, the Grassy School, which is an office building, or somebody uses it for something, I'm not quite sure what, and the Curry School. And maybe you could say you can still see the Yambakuna School, which is a private cottage, private home now. So someone has to look after them.
Well, that's for sure, yeah. But what memories do you pick up? Because this is not only just a community centre, but there's also lots of memorabilia and pictures of those old days. But anything that jumps to...
One of the staff that was here in the 70s said, make sure you tell them about the story when there was a possum in the roof and the teachers found the students feeding the possum their sandwiches at lunchtime through the hole in the roof. I don't quite know how the kids got up there, but she remembers that from the 70s with the possum in the roof. There have been snake stories. There's always snake stories in the playground, being a country school.
Now today, a day of celebration, of course. It's 60 years school, 25 years now community centre for the Lions. We're going to show it in pictures too, but what are some of the highlights today for people that are visiting?
Some of the highlights of the building today is our top shop. We called it the top shop because it was the top school in Tasmania, geographically.
Oh, I thought there wasn't any shop higher on the island geographically than there's one, so therefore top shop. But
it is also the top craft shop on the island with 44 people selling their wares in there. We have a lovely classroom that is empty as a function space, so anybody can use it for anything. We keep that blank so it's available for anybody. Pottery classes are still held here. Sherelle Hassing has her pottery classes. Farming workshops, when some of the agricultural community needs somewhere to hold a workshop, they come up here. We have had council have workshops up here. It's a good alternate space that offers kitchen facilities, toilets, a nice quiet area to work outside of Curry.
now looking at all the blood, sweat and tears and all the work that you, and not only you, but you being the driver behind it, then a day like today, you feel proud?
Very proud. I did have people in my own club when I took it on that said, "What on earth do you want to do that for, Linda? Why are you wasting money on that school?" And I said, "Well, I don't know what it could be used for. Somebody might need it for something." And I'd like to say a special hello to all those people that didn't really want me to continue with it, but I believe it's well worth it. Absolutely well worth all the effort that's gone into it.
Proud feeling.
A very proud feeling. It's proved its worth over and over again, and I hope I'm around for another maybe 20 years to look after it, but after that I hope there's some more people that come in and see its value.
Now, Jenny, you went to school here in Reekara all that time ago.
Yes, it was a long time ago, Wade. It was 1963. The school was just built. The previous year I should have started school, but the school wasn't built. And I was told I was too little to go in the big bus down to Curry, so I had to wait. And I started grade 1 here. We were 8 in the group.
And how many at the school?
I think it was 68, 69.
That's a
lot of people. Yeah. It was a lot of us. Yeah, we used to fill the playgrounds here.
Yeah. Vivid memories?
Oh, yes. I can still drive past here and smell the dry tea tree and remember when we built the cubby houses over in the back lane. We used to spend our recesses and lunchtimes building cubby houses over there and doing lots of other things probably. I saw the little monkey bars are out. We had grade 1 and 2 on one monkey bar, 3 and 4 on another medium-sized one, and grade 5 and 6 on the big ones. And I don't think we swapped. I think we stuck to our monkey bars.
So was there any rivalry like with other schools, like in Curry? We're from the north, we're Reekara. Or...
I don't think we really knew each other really well. We didn't get to see each other that much in those days. We met together for the sports carnival each year, and I guess that was the major event that got us together. But we... At that time, probably, yes, we were rivals, but not at other times. No, I think we were in our own small world.
Mm. At primary school level, did you do all your primary school here in Reekara?
Yes, from 1st to 6th grade. Yep. So I was just thinking last night, it seemed maybe a short time, but probably then it didn't. But I can remember each end of year when we did our school play, and we had our book presentations, and yeah, it was good, and that probably marked the end of a year and then going on to the next year. Or we changed our reading books, and that was a sign of our progression through the grades. Mm. Yeah.
Now you spent many years in Argentina. You came back, as you already said. You remember the smell of the tea trees when you drive past there. What is a day like today? What does it mean to you that it's still in existence and the Lions Club have sort of turned it into a community centre?
Well, I was just saying to Sandy in the art shop that I'm really proud that my school, our school, is still vibrant and still has a place in the community, an important place, I think, because had I been here, I wouldn't have wanted it to be bulldozed down. It's too important a place, and I think a lot of people will be able to come back here. It's funny coming back today because we're not the same people as we were all those years ago.
Only a little bit older.
Just a little bit. But we can look at each other and remember things. Like I was just told that I used to faint in the needle line. Like we'd have our injections here at school, and somebody told me I used to fall over when I had my needles, so they didn't want to stand behind me. So it was a very important part of our lives. Yeah, and we all have our memories.
Now, when you walk into the school there and you walk into one of the classrooms and you stand there, can you still imagine yourself how it was then when you were young?
I can, yeah. I was thinking my grade 1 desk, exactly where it was when I was learning to write with those big fat pencils that we had to use, and where the chip heater was, because when a dead mouse got in there, it smelled awful. And it was better to let the fire burn out than have that smell in the room. But the room seemed bigger. Yeah, the room seemed bigger. But then we progressed from grades 1, 2 and 3 it was a small room. It's exactly the same size, but we called it the small room. And then we went into the big room for 4, 5 and 6. Yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Now, Simon, you went to school here too in Reekara. What happened? What happened?
What happened? Oh, yeah, this is where I spent 6 years, and it was good.
Yeah.
Good.
You lived around the corner here almost, didn't you?
About 4 5 k's up the road, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
How was it being at school in Reekara?
Oh, it was good. It was a good community, school, and lots of friends, and it was really good.
Remember a lot of it? Or?
A fair bit, yeah.
So a day like today when there's celebrations here, and were you surprised that a school would come to this? Because for a long time it was going to be almost like ready for demolishment, isn't
Oh,
it?
that's right, yes, it was, until the Lions took it over, and which has been really building up. The use of it's been building up over the years. Yeah.
So how does it feel when you walk into this school? You still have that feel of, a long time ago I was sort of sitting in that corner there? Or...
Yeah, 1964, I think, beginning of 64 when I came. Yeah.
Mum taught me in grade 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And Jennifer was taught in grade 3 by Mum as well.
So how did that go?
Well, I think I had to.
So what era are we talking? 80s, 70s when you went to school here?
69.
Yeah.
No, that's when I was enrolled. Yeah.
And were there a lot of kids at the school at the time? Or?
Sure. I was 1971. I reckon there was probably 50 kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
You went through the whole primary school time here? Or?
Yep.
Yeah.
1 to 6.
Yeah. You're sort of living up north, made life easier then to be at school here than, say, not having to go to Curry? Or?
Well, I suppose, we just went to the Reekara school.
Fair enough. But, are you surprised that the school is still here?
No, not when you've got a Lions club that took it over, and they're very good. They've done a great job. It's nice to come back and feel it's still the same place.
Because it was almost ready for demolition, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yep. A lot of water used to run under the school when we went to school.
Yeah. Besides Mum not teaching, what have we got a highlight? What was one of your highlights being here at the school? One of the memories I'll never forget.
Building cubby houses down at the boundary with cartwheels with the boys.
Yeah, was that the fun? What about you?
I can't think of anything.
What, was it that boring?
It was probably not boring, but I just can't remember what was our highlight.
Yeah. But is it like when you walk into the school here today, you can sort of still see what happened in those days when you were a kid?
Yeah. You walk in the door and you go to the room that you was in,
Yeah. That's interesting. What about you, Al?
Yeah, when you walk in and see the timber seats down each side of the corridor, that's where we had our lunch. We weren't allowed to move till we'd finished eating.
I was here. I was starting kinder in 1985, and all the way through to year 6. So,
What about you, Andrew?
I reckon I was about the same.
Oh, were you same class?
same class.
Yeah.
Yeah, same class.
Were you well behaved?
Oh, not really.
No.
Some of the time.
I think everyone in our little generation of school kids here had our moments on the timeout bench.
Yeah. What were your worst years? You reckon 5, 6, 7, 8? What?
Yeah, most likely from grade 3 to 6 when we were in the big room. We were angels when we were in the primary, in the young ones.
How is it to see the school still being alive, Andrew? It's like it was almost ready for demolition not that long ago.
Yep, new round of kids and everything running around. It's good. Yeah,
What, to see it as a community centre?
yeah. Linda Payne's put a lot of effort into it.
What's your best memory that you can remember from this school?
Oh, probably all the rough games we used to play. Like British Bulldog. And
Yeah, what is a rough? What do you call a rough game?
Well, they banned us from playing British Bulldog because we were all in Cubs and that as well. So we all played pretty rough and tackled each other. And a few of us got hurt, so they stopped us from having that. And then we changed the name to Aussie Dingo and kept playing. They let us play it for the next 3 years. There was a lot of those sorts of things. We'd get away with a lot. We'd just change the name of things and then away we go.
yeah, well, you'd have year 10 to prep, all playing the same game. So
How many kids were
smashed every now and again.
how many kids were roughly still at this school when you guys went here in the 80s?
Oh, probably 30.
36, I think. 36, I think, was the most we ever had.
So it had already reduced dramatically from, say, the 60s in the early days.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, but we were here when they first tried to close it as well, and they had the big drive to save the school.
You guys thought, we finished school, yeah!
Yeah, no, they saved it, and they kept it going for another 10 years, I think, after that. Both my younger brothers were some of the last to come through here. And I think they only had about less than 20 by then.
Enjoying a day like today here?
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah.